This is my review of the Sedona Trail Saw 35x10x15 tire. For full disclosure, I am sponsored by Sedona, so I'm going to try to give my best unbiased opinion. I've ran lots of tires over the years, and I truly feel like this is a fantastic all-around tire. Does it do everything super well? No, but it'll get you through most situations without a flat. So I've been running this tire for the past few years. This specific set of tires I've been running for 2 complete seasons in Ultra 4. So I have about 8 or 9 races on these. And they are worn. I mean, these are about half tread compared to the new right here. But I've been running the same set of 4 tires for an entire season, or 2 seasons actually. And, you know, knock on wood, no flats. A lot of that has to do with tire pressure and our racing conditions, and then also being a smart driver also has a lot to do with it. But just want to give some of the benefits I like about this tire, what I don't like about this tire, you know, the goods, the bads, the pros, the cons. So to start off, this is a very, very hard tire. It is not like a Rockzilla or any soft tire, soft, sticky compound tire. So this tire doesn't grip up the rocks like you would compare to a Zilla. But this tire will climb up most rocks. I haven't had a hill that I haven't been able to climb just because of the tire. One other thing about this tire is it's a wide tread pattern design. It is pretty wide. And so it does clear out of mud pretty well. You know, as soon as you give it throttle, there's enough gap in between here, the mud will just fly out. It does have a really strong sidewall. So I'll show, I got a couple nicks in some of my other tires on the sidewalls. Haven't had any flats from the sidewalls. It's got a really good side bite. I really appreciate that because especially when I'm pushing this thing into a corner, it's gripping on this side and it's really pulling through with it. This is a round profile tire. So if you look at it, it does have a crown to it. This helps the tire stay more in a rut. So like if you had a flat tire, if you're doing a lot of road riding, that would be more ideal to have a flat face tire. But with this having a crown, you know, if you're in ruts or anything like that, it really helps to make sure that the center is gripping by itself. I have done a couple of different things to these tires to help them. On some of my other tires on the front side, which I'll show you, I've added some different cuts and whatnot because I was just experimenting of how I could make it better. Do I think they're needed? No. I think this tire does great on its own, but don't expect it to be the ultimate mud tire, the ultimate rock tire, the ultimate sand tire. This tire just does a lot of terrains pretty dang well. And for the price point, they're not bad. Bang for the buck. They're a great wheel. I mean, a great tire option that I really enjoy running. So these are the new ones. These measured out at 22/32, and these are the worn ones. I got about 800 race miles on them. And racing miles are a lot different than trail miles per se. I've known people to get 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 miles out of these tires. But I'm very impressed with the wear on them. They've really held up well. So some of the mods I did, or cutting the tires that I did, so these were the original rears, so I didn't feel near as bad cutting them up. But I grooved this out quite a bit more all the way down. I added an extra groove here and an extra groove here. I just wanted some extra fingers to be able to grip the rocks when I'm trying to crawl them racing in Ultra 4. And I do think they worked making those cuts. I mean, it seems to drive a little bit better. Seems to steer a little bit better with this cut right here, and this helps grip the rocks. I'm no expert, but that's just what I saw or felt, I guess, behind the wheel. And so here's a pretty good sidewall cut. I mean, I can stick my fingernail in there. So it's, overall, they've held up really well. I've been super happy with them. I mean, I've tore the crap out of them, and they're still holding up. And the nice thing is that when these tires are broke in like this, when they're well used, they just work even better. It's like Zilla's, which we have on my dad's car. They're a super good tire, but they're soft. They're really soft. I mean, you can fold a lug over. Where the Sedonas are not soft. But in racing, I need as little flats as I can get, because it takes a lot longer. Say I'm 8-10 miles from the pit and I got to limp back on a flat. I don't really care how soft my tire is. I care that it's going to bring me back to the pit. So I've been super happy with these tires overall, and I would recommend them to anyone for the price point. Just don't expect them to be a Zilla. Don't expect them to be a Dirt Commander or anything like that. I mean, it's just a good all-around tire. So I forgot to give some specs on this tire. This is an 8-ply tire. Max load is 990 pounds at 10 psi. So when I'm racing, I'm running these tires up at 18-20 psi just to prevent pinch flats. These tires are made in Taiwan. They are, for a 35-inch tire, they're actually relatively light. They come in right about 47 pounds. Some of the big tires like the XRT 370s and whatnot can get really heavy. So this is a lighter tire per se. I mean, almost 50 pounds isn't light, but it's lighter than some of the others. Some other good specs on them is you can run these tires down to 8 or 10 psi. I just run them higher for the racing, and I've seen better success with tires in general at that pressure. Just because in our rock racing, you hit a boulder coming in through here. If your tire pressure is all the way down at 6 psi, whatever it is, that rock will come right all the way through and puncture a rim and puncture your tire at the same time. So that's just what I've seen with the tire pressure on these tires. But if you were just trail riding, I would recommend 10-12 psi. You would be more than safe there. Our circumstances are just a little bit different. But yeah, it's just overall great tire. Been super happy with it. Going to continue to run it. May try cutting it some different ways to see if I can make it do different things. But overall, cannot complain with this tire.